Folks, the allegations are confirmed. The rumors are true. We are, in fact, finally moving out of this beautiful basement space. But before we do, before in the coming months at some point, all of this stuff is eventually transitioned out of my residential basement and into a beautiful warehouse slash retail slash office situation, I wanted to give you guys one final tour of all of the systems that we have put in place, give you a little live action snapshot of what the heck it actually looks like down here every single week with games strewn everywhere and random bits of veggie garden bouillon cubes all over I don't know what the story is behind that. I'm going to walk you through the general layout of this basement for all posterity to be able to see the final version of this basement business and a few team members along the way. We'll see if Keaton ever shows back up. He's apparently playing hooky right now. I don't know where he is. Over here, we have a beautiful little shelving section where you can see we've got all of our incoming games. These were all from a little road trip that I made recently, which you guys have not probably seen yet. Well, maybe you have. I don't know. The upload schedule for the next month or so is going to be all out of whack. But these are all unprepped games that we still have to open up and sort and inspect and clean and recase and make sure that they are in pristine condition before they go out to a customer on Amazon. On Tuesdays normally and Fridays, this is much more full because everybody who sells us their video games through myquickflips.com, their stuff comes right here first. We've got a responsibility list for everybody on the team over here, which has gone a little bit by the wayside in recent weeks. We'll have to update that soon. A bunch of recycling stuff here. And then this, I had somebody text me recently saying, hey, Caleb, where did you get that disc rack that you are holding all of your loose discs on? And I said, sir, I made this thing with my two bare hands, and I actually wasn't lying this time. These are all just dowels that I got at Home Depot, a bunch of little, I don't know, half-inch dowels or so that are sticking up at an angle, and then these are just stakes. Not the nice kind that you can put in your tummy, but the hard kind that you put in the ground. And you can take these and drill holes into them that are the same size as the dowels and just bang the dowels in there. And that's how we made these. These will, I hope, in some form be present with us. You can get a little close-up shot there for all the folks at home. In our next location, I don't exactly know what the orientation is going to be, but since we have drywall right here that is easily screwed into, we have a nice little sorting system for all of our discs. Ooh, look at this bad boy right there. That's a beaut. Toomba. You don't see that one every day. Moving right along, we've got on this wall all of our boxes of games that are in various stages of repair. These all need some sort of work, whether it's recasing or resurfacing or cleaning, etc. Which, speak of the goody devil, is what Quinn is doing here right now. Quinn, what are you going to miss most about this basement?
Probably just the memories here, because I've been down here for almost a year now.
He did. He just had his 1-year work-anniversary, which is a little bit insane. How does it feel that you are, in a way, kind of the most senior person here?
Besides Spencer, I feel very young compared to him. That even though I've been down here a long time, it still feels like it's flown.
Well, the rest of us can just go ahead and start calling you boss from now on.
Yeah.
Mr. 1 year, love to see it. You can also see all of our replacement cases that we have meticulously stacked up here so that when people are in the replacing case process, they can, Quinn's doing the limbo over there, they can easily, just within arm's reach, grab case, replace, and then toss the bad ones over here into our big dump bin. We'll probably need a couple more of these in the next location. Here, you guys may have spied a little sneak peek. A little sneak peek, a little Easter egg, you might say, at our store bins where we are storing games for the store. Feeling pretty good about the progression here. We've got, you can see, a full bin of Nintendo stuff. Ooh, a little complete Hey You Pikachu down there. We've got a full bin of PlayStation stuff here. We've got a full bin of Xbox. And then it kind of keeps going up. I'm gradually sorting a lot of the stuff that ordinarily we couldn't necessarily put on Amazon. We're sort of in the process of sending some of that to Encore because we want to keep our Encore presence strong and keep those listings going. but also take some of it and save it for the store. We are also in the process of slowly but surely saving up some staple games for the store as well, because we don't just want like the obscure and more collectible stuff in the store that we can't sell on Amazon. We also want to have your Marios and your Pokemons and your Sonics in stock as well. So we are slowly beginning the process of storing up some of those as well, just so that all of the regular folks, the casuals, can come in, and even when we have like a soft launch, soft opening, they'll be able to find something that they want as well. Which, it came to my attention earlier this week that apparently that's not a term everyone is familiar with. So in case anyone doesn't know, soft opening is basically when your retail store is in beta. You're technically open to the public. People can come in and they can buy stuff and they can sell stuff, but it's kind of with an asterisk that, hey, this is not the final product. Okay, so don't judge us for our clutter and the missing case and the dead rats on the floor. That's all going to be fixed before the grand opening. We have our beautiful Encore shelf here where we've got some bins full of future Encore inventory that are relatively empty right now because as we speak, Logan is upstairs listing stuff on Encore. He's been doing an awesome job. We've been selling between $1,000 and $2,000 of stuff on there per week, which is nice. Got the rest of our video game storage here. I'm definitely digging these. Hold on. That's nice. These metal shelves here, they just feel more permanent than the crappy plastic ones that I got forever ago at Home Depot. So if we need more shelving in the next location, these are also highly customable. I think I may be having a stroke. Somebody please call. Somebody please call the authorities. Customizable. Thank you, Ty. Get a little zoom in close up on these little bad boys. These, what is that? A rivet? Some sort of a little metal knob there that you can basically take these shelves and you can put them wherever you want. They can fit perfectly these 12-inch Home Depot boxes. You can shape them to fit your 24-inch plastic bins like these guys right here. So anyways, for a lot of reasons, I like these shelves better. Maybe eventually we'll really splurge and get the like all metal ones that they have at like Home Depot and stuff. I think right now that'd be a little bit overkill because the nice thing about being in the video game industry is our inventory is not all that heavy relative to, you know, like per square inch, I guess. We used to have a lot more of these shelves. These are currently in storage, which by in storage, I of course mean in my spare room, also in my house right now. But in the next location, whether it's in the store or in our back-end online operations, we will have need for a bunch more of these. So those are getting stored up there right now. You can see the outbound team has done a great job of clearing out all our handhelds pretty consistently. Normally this is all our handheld storage, but it's looking pretty sparse, which means they're doing a great job. Over here is a lot of other supplies that people would need, like in between when the handhelds get sorted onto the shelves there. There's styluses, there's GBA slot caps, in abundance over here. So anything that you would need to get a game, a handheld into full working condition, chargers here before we send it off to Amazon. It's all consolidated in one place right before we hit our bagging station, where also in arm's reach, you'll notice we've got a ton of bags and stuff. I think our bagging station, since it likely in our next location won't be right up against a residential built-in that is designed for a large flat screen TV, we may end up purchasing some sort of like an actual workbench station that has shelving built in that is sort of elevated. So like you can sit here and this would be like kind of, I don't know, 2 feet above your workstation, and you can still pull it, get your bags out, put it back up, and everything is still sort of within arm's reach to minimize the necessity to move around and get all tired. Over here, we are now getting to the Amazon listing stations. We have one here. We have another one over there. In the next iteration, I'm definitely going to try to continue this little L shape here because it's really nice to be able to have somewhere to put inventory that you have not listed, inventory that you have listed over there with a couple dual monitors in between. That's kind of the setup that we have settled on right now. This is an air purifier, which is very controversial here as to whether or not it works or does anything. Uh-oh. She's popped up like a whack-a-mole back in her repair station over here. Shina, this is our repair station, which we have never had before. Oh my gosh, and two handsome devils on the screen. What at once? Look at this.
You gotta stay, focused. This is my brain rot version.
Okay, don't call it brain rot. What? Okay. What are you repairing right now? What are you working on?
Basically, this one had a bad scratch on the digitizer. You can hear it.
Oh
So
yeah.
I replaced the digitizer so that it has a brand new touchscreen, but I don't know if it works yet. So
What are you gonna miss
on.
most about the basement?
The air purifier.
I'll show you this over here. One thing that we've done well in this last quarter or so. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
Yay, it works. So we're good.
One thing that I've done a lot better with is giving all of our departments metrics that they are publicly accountable for the entire team. It gives a higher level of clarity for every person here. What is the most important thing that I'm responsible for? So that's something that every single Monday, I've got metrics that I'm responsible for, and so do all of our full-timers. That just kind of helps us keep us all on the same page. What I kind of neglected to talk about here is our testing station. One thing that I realized I am very ill prepared for in this next phase is, boy, if we have people walking into a store to sell us all kinds of stuff, we're going to have to start taking consoles. Not to mention, we'll want to have those things in stock anyway because people are going to be asking for consoles. So we'll have to have not only this, probably a pretty similar version of this setup in the next location, although hopefully one that looks a little bit less cancerous, because like I'm a little bit worried that this is somehow contagious and radioactive. All the exposed cords here, don't look at it too long, folks. We're gonna have to have not only a version of this in the back-end online quick flip side of the new space, but also some sort of a version of it that allows us to test games and test consoles and test, charge handhelds and stuff like that in the store as well. Still figuring out exactly what that looks like. I like the idea of having like a wall-mounted TV and like maybe drawers or something beneath it that have all the consoles in it so that you don't have to visually see everything when you walk in. I don't know. We'll do some iteration there. This is just shelves that we currently have with every single game that we have on our hot list displayed, so that just for easy access when I'm like, making shorts, or if we need to reference anything on there for whatever reason, it should all be stored here. We'll have probably some version of this in the next location as well, because it's just a really helpful visual and easily accessible reference. And then I guess the last thing that I haven't showed you guys yet would be over here, which is our mascot. Look at that, she's so lazy. Actually, unfortunately, there are no pets allowed in the future store. So she's gonna have to just be lazy here. No, the actual thing that I haven't showed you, actually, it might get a little bit loud as we hop in here. Oh, who could forget? Sorry, Ty, I'm throwing you for a ringer here. Our new tapestry. 90s nostalgia bomb here. Oh, it's so gorgeous. That's this is high-end art. We've got our supply checklist over here, which I think we still use. Spencer does still use this. Every Friday, Spencer's on this. He is still around, ladies and gentlemen. Some people are still confused. They think that he got fired for misconduct, but actually, the reality is he got hired for misconduct a long time ago. We've got, this is what I was talking about with the volume level. Our resurfacers, don't tell anyone else, my favorite employees, are working real hard in here, except you, Ty. Going on like 50 discs a piece at this time. We get a lot of semi-scratched discs in here that just, they need to be repaired. So those are going hard. I think that thing has gotten louder since we got it. That's not a good sign. In the new spot, we also are going to have a room like this that is walled off and hopefully soundproof so that the poor team doesn't have to deal with that 24/7, because that would be a nightmare. We've got all of our excess storage in here, which we also have rooms for. in the new space, but sending lots of stuff off to Amazon in these Home Depot boxes, the mediums over there, and then this is the overflow of all of our excess cases. The last thing to mention here is we have a pretty significant promo that we are running right now on myquickflips.com in anticipation of this move. The first one is our promo from last month, Handheld Heaven, where we have heightened prices on almost every handheld. That's still going on. We extended it an extra month to try to get as many of those in as possible. The other one is we actually, at the time of filming this, have not finalized this yet. But there are going to be higher prices on a good number of games as well. I don't know if we're going to go back to like the higher dollar games. I don't know if we're going to do like some of the staples like I was talking about earlier, the Marios, the Pokemons. That update email, by the time this has posted, will already be out. So if you have a QuickFlips account, take a look at the monthly update newsletter that you got for that. It will have all of our new promos in it. Folks, this next stage is, again, on the edge of my capacity as a business owner. I keep doing stuff like this, like, website, and a long time ago, Amazon, then eBay, trying new platforms, all that stuff. And yet, I'm very optimistic for how it's going to turn out. There's a buzz in the air around the Quick Flips team. So appreciate you guys sticking with us, and stay tuned for more updates.